Irregardless, just testing out some samples. But anyways, aside from that, good evening. My name is Shay Leslight, and today I'm going to be talking about narcissism in the lesbian community. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time from my personal experiences. I'll have to also state that I'm not a professional. It's just things that I've experienced for about 20 years of my life. It took me a little while to finally get it and kind of cut these lesbian narcissists off, and maybe even a couple of male narcissists. Anyways, I did take some notes to kind of keep me on track because I get distracted very easily, and I want to give you guys some good information. If you happen to tune into this video and you kind of think, or if you're wondering if it's you, if you're having a really difficult time, like really understanding what's going on in the dynamic of your relationship with a particular woman. And the reason why I did, lesbian narcissism in quotation is because it's kind of known that in a lot of ways, and it's not all, but there are a lot of them that actually have a very fluid sexuality. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you define yourself as something that you are not at the detriment of it being a false self, just another mask, then that's where it's kind of an issue. Because, if that's what you're telling your partner, then they're not really being cued in on like who you really are sexually. And so I find that a lot of them tend to have like this sort of a kind of like shame sort of basis behind their sexuality, where they don't really like to admit that they also still carry on relationships with men. But that's neither here nor there. So one of the things that lesbian narcissists do that are pretty much typical to all narcissists is that they love bomb. So she may seem to be very charming, very witty. You guys might seem to have a lot in common. Like, they're not above like basically lying and saying that they have talents. Like, I remember when I was in my late 20s, I met this woman, and she found out that I was really into like music, and so she lied and said that she knew how to play guitar. And so as our relationship progressed into like about 3 months, because they do move kind of fast, she was left-handed, so I bought her a left-handed guitar, and turns out she can play not only the guitar. Now, I should have listened to all the other red flags as this relationship was developing, but I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, which I had done so many times over with the last couple, until I finally got it. And I had to go through a spiritual awakening after having a near-death experience. So I know a lot of people kind of deal with that type of thing, especially if they make it out the other end of this whole Jezebel spirit type of thing with the narcissist. Another thing that narcissists is really good at doing is they are, because I had this experience too, so they will identity theft you, especially if it's a same-sex relationship, and they have access to like your social security number and all your identity things. Like, they can call a bank and pretend that they're you. It's kind of fucked up, but that's something that they do. They have no, because basically you're just property to them. So whatever is yours is theirs, whatever is theirs is theirs. And they make that abundantly clear as they start to devalue you in the relationship. I think like most of the narcissistic relationships that I had with women, like the love bombing probably lasted for about, 2 or 3 months. And, they can't keep up that mask, that false self. So that starts to fall off. And so then like the real person comes out, and there's a lot of like resentment, anger, like this need to dominate and control you, and basically like just keep down all the negativity that they feel. Like I've noticed they have some weird sleeping habits. Like I said, I get distracted easily. So let's get back on point with the other thing. Like, the triangulation is real. Like, imagine people, like, everybody wants them. Oh yeah, I met this girl at the fucking restaurant and she gave me her number and, you know, like, but you don't have to take her number, you know, so they always keep you guessing about the status of the relationship. There's no stability in the relationship with a female narcissist. They will keep you on your toes, competing and trying to do so much better against some imaginary person that probably doesn't even know that you're competing with them. Now, if you have strong boundaries and self-confidence and all that good stuff, you ain't buying a shit. But, you know, you kind of have to learn who you are. Once you are stable in yourself and you know who the fuck you are, then it's very difficult for people to run all over you. Now, some people may call you arrogant. They don't know what you've been through. They don't know like the fight that you've had to go through to self-actualize and to become mentally stable and fight the anxiety and the suicide attempts and everything. Fuck those people. You rock on, you know your experience, because there are a lot of people out there that just don't have any empathy, or they're apathetic, or they're narcissists. But the triangulation bit sucks, because all of a sudden you keep hearing about this person that they keep talking about. They could already be sleeping with them, you know, and people think that women are so nurturing and caring. That's not true. And that's some of the things, like, our society lives on these stereotypes, like these pre-programmed type ideas, and, you know, that's not really the case. It's actually a detriment to your survival when you allow yourself to be pre-programmed by like these ideas. Like, you got to question everything, and female narcissist definitely relies on you not questioning her ability to be a nurturing female in any capacity. Onto devaluation. They call you names. They make you wonder if they're even going to keep plans. You know, they do gross things in front of you to make you like not like them so much, like physically, just to sort of like test your boundaries. I've seen them do all kinds of things. They bring like their other lover like right in front of you. They have no shame. You know, they basically try to make you feel small. They pick fights with you over things that they're projecting about, or like things that they imagine, just because they want to make up any reason for them to like either leave or have you leave or whatever it is. But the tricks are all the same between the males and the females. Don't fall for it. These fuckers, they're getting their due, because guess what? I'm a daughter of God, so us, you know, yesterday was Easter. Like, the second coming of Christ is already here. Like, if you don't believe me, then you don't have your eyes open. You don't know who's here. The other thing is that they will disappear, maybe via communication. You just get this pit in the gut of your stomach. You already know what they're up to. Like, I've dealt with so many of these people. Like, it's not even funny. My mom was one, like, you know, just being raised by one. And then like my stepdad was like a covert, like, it's more of like a closet narcissist, very well liked out there with his colleagues and whatnot, but different story at home. It's weird. Like, just, anyways, moving along. And as a lot of them have substance abuse issues. Like, they can drink and do all these drugs and then go and work with children. And they have jobs in the helping capacities, like counselors, teachers, like anything to help with the mask. Or they act like they're highly spiritual, but they don't really produce the fruits of spirituality, if you know what I mean. Very judgmental. It's crazy. They also live a double life. So, because they aren't particularly forthcoming with you or whoever else they're involved with, they may be juggling multiple people, multiple situations. They are just as, or even more so, badass than their male counterparts. Gaslighting, you know, they're emotionally unstable. They like to play on like, oh, you know, but I'm a girl, blah, 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 but so am I, blah, blah, blah. And I don't treat people like shit. I don't try to bring you down. Sorry, my throat's a little bit messed up right now because I'll keep that a secret, but I have like seasonal allergies. So, you know, my voice will come back. But, you know, they're also secretly promiscuous. So you'll like meet people that they don't really want you to run into sometimes, and it just so happens you're out in public and you kind of have like this intuitive inner knowing that they've dabbled with that person, and find out they've dabbled with that person and that person and that person and that person. And it doesn't matter if they're male, female. A lot of them identify as pansexual and polyamorous. And not to say that all pansexual people and all polyamorous people fall into this narcissistic insanity, but narcissistic women do use these as caveats to kind of get away with their deeds. Another thing too that you'll notice about narcissists, they'll kind of, groom you to expect less. Like I was like, I'm really glad that I learned my lesson about this stuff, but I was recently like dating this very narcissistic woman, and she was, very slow in the communication, sometimes days at a time. And like when it would come time for us to go out on a date or whatever, like she would disappear during most of the day and like just pop up and be like, hey, well, you got to give me some time. But basically what she's really doing is grooming me to expect there to be a little communication so that she can do whatever she wants on the side. And the other two red flags was her showing up at my work. I never invited her to my work. Didn't even tell her where I worked, but she showed up at my work twice unannounced, and it was really creepy. And I was done then, but I gave her a second chance, benefit of the doubt. And so, like right now, I am just doing me. I got some artwork to create. It's been a long time coming. I'm just gonna settle in here, but yeah, just know that the female narcissist is very cunning, and that's where we're gonna leave it. Especially the lesbian female narcissist, because she is any other female narcissist, which is any other female narcissist, which is just a narcissist.